All right, hey kids, it's Mrs. Bernal, and I just wanted to go over the answers to the problems I assigned you for page 553 in your textbook, and I assigned 1 through 14. So here are the answers. And while I know I can't be sure that you're not just going to copy these, we're going to use the honor policy. And just know that if you're unable to do these, it really is going to show in the fall when you're sitting in algebra and you have no clue what's going on. So do the practice now so that way you have some background knowledge on this. Okay? All right, so number 1 and number 2, there is the answers. There are the answers. These were the vocabulary, and then which one does not belong. You had to figure out which definition didn't belong amongst the other 3. All right, so for number 3, 2.5 is the radius. For number 4, 14 millimeters is the radius. All right, and no, at any time you can pause so that way you can read through these and understand. But I'm going to go a little fast just for time's sake, and then you guys can pause as you need to. Okay, number 5. It should have been 1 and 3/4 inches is the radius. This is a better answer because in real life, no one ever says, hey, can you cut that board or not that board, but shave off maybe the end of the board just 7/4 of an inch. No one says that. So real life, better to say 1 and 3/4 inches. Okay, number 6 is 12. Diameter is 12. 7 diameter was 4 inches. 8, 1.6 feet is the diameter. All right, and then number 9 is where you started using the circumference formula. So if diameter is given, all you have to do is multiply that by pi. If you use 3.14 as pi, you'll get this 31.4 inches as the answer. If you use the pi button, it might be just a little bit different. Either will be fine. So it's not quote unquote wrong. You just have a better estimate when you use that pi button, okay? So number 10 is 44 inches. And notice they used for number 10 the approximation of pi that is a fraction, 22/7. So when you use 22/7, you would get 44 inches. All right, 11, 56.52 inches is the circumference. And notice these are not squared because circumference is a fancy word for the perimeter of a circle. So just remember circumference is really just length, right? All the way around the circle. And so that is its perimeter. And so that's why these are given in just inches and not squared because it's not area. All right, so number 12 asked you to choose a real life circular object, explain why you might need to know its circumference, and then find the circumference. So some kids in the past have done maybe the lid to a pan or pot, and they figured out, the length of the trim that goes around, the metal trim that goes around the edge, and talked about how that helps that glass lid fit inside the pan and seal it so that way you can cook with, or something simmering or warming up on the stove. That would be one thing. And then this one is talking about a lawn game. So really that would be an open-ended question, right? Because we'd have multiple answers, especially if you guys did something there at home. All right, number 13, talking about the sinkhole. There is the explanation for part A, okay? So finding the diameter of the sinkhole. And then if you round to about 3, right, the diameter is about 25 meters. And then they round it again, right? So then the diameter 1 week later is about 50 meters. Okay. You're going to have to do some solving for D, solving for the diameter. All right, the second, I think it's the second one. How many times greater is the diameter of the sinkhole now compared to the previous week? Well, if it was 50 previously, right, and then 25 before, or I have that reversed, sorry. It's now 2 times greater. 2 times greater because the sinkhole is getting bigger. All right, number 14. A is D, the circle with the greatest circumference, and then there's the explanation, and then B has the least circumference. Okay? All right, so those are the answers there. If you have any questions, just let me know. And like I said, just pause as many times as you need to throughout this video and take a look at the answers. Remember, I'm going on the honor system here, so I'd like you to go ahead and attempt these on your own. And then if you need to look at the answer key to figure it out, that's fine. But make sure that you're just not copying because you learn nothing from that. Okay? All right, so have a great rest of your week, and the second video will be the answers for the second part of your homework. All right, have a good one.